We're going to get right into it. JT here. We got my man Johnathan with us as well. And right below me, we got my man Herb. Fans, get in the comments. Let's hear what you're thinking as well. Can Ty Simpson lead Alabama to a national championship? Now, when you say that, people are like, well, one player can't do it. That's not what we're trying to say here. We're trying to say all the tangibles that a quarterback has to do. Is he fit to lead Alabama to a national championship? Johnathan, kick us off. Let me hear your thoughts on this right here, brother.
Man, there's so many different ways you can go with this, but the first way I'm going to start this is by saying, look, what I love about Ty, he was a 5-star prospect. I get it. It was a 2A school coming out of Tennessee. It doesn't matter. He was a 5-star. He's one of the few 5-stars who were willing to go to a program and set his butt on the bench and not complain, right? So in my opinion, from the get-go, we're already seeing some type of leadership, some type of accountability, saying, hey, I can take on the role I'm needed at that time. When my name is called, just like Mac Jones, I'm going to do my thing. You know what I mean? So I'm in a system. I'm learning the system. Yes, the dude dealt with about 3, now going on 4 different offense coordinators, right? 2 of them being the same, Nick Sheridan going on to Ryan Grubb. Almost the same system. A little bit difference would be the zone blocking versus the gap, right? So that's slightly different. But for the most part, you're looking at the same thing here. He's an experienced guy. He's been settled on campus. He's been settled in the program, right? He knows the players. He knows the system, maybe not as good as Austin Mack may, right? So some may make that argument, but from every other component of this, when you're talking about arm strength, when you go back and watch the film on him from last season and a couple years ago, where he did get very little bit of playing time in spring, he's got the arm strength. He has the accuracy. He's made adjustments at the line, right? He's made the checks. He's made the hot routes. He's done everything you could possibly ask of a backup quarterback, being that dude and developing through that system. So my question is, why wouldn't he be able to lead you to a natty? You have Ryan Williams. You have Latair Brooks. You have Isaiah Horton. You have Jeremy Bernard, right? You have Jam Miller. You have all these studs. You have Richard Young, who is, this dude is aching to prove himself. You have supposedly an improved offensive line. Ryan Grubb, not many people give him enough credit to this. He was an offensive line coach, right? He came in, and the first thing he did is he buckled down, and he actually got on the offensive line before he did anything else. So from that standpoint, as a whole, in my opinion, Ty Simpson has every bit of a reason to win the national championship than to not. So anybody that's questioning the legitimacy of Ty Simpson, I think it's kind of crazy at this point, because I get it. You got to show me before I'm going to answer the question. But my thing is behind Ty Simpson is, well, what have you shown me that you can't do it? So that's the big thing for me.
Herb, let me hear your thoughts. Can Ty Simpson lead Bama to a national championship? How you feeling about this, brother?
Well, so first off, I have to hit on a lot of great points, especially with intangible, his arm strength, the former 5-star, love Grubb coming back with everything that they had coming in. That's a huge part. The fact that we saw what we had last year and said we still need to improve in that position, even if you're changing out quarterbacks, whatever. So I love that. One part about Ty physically is we've seen enough running from him to know, like, look, you're not a Milroe. You're not going to take off in that regard. But we watched Will Howard win a national championship running just enough to keep the defense honest. And that's what I see when I see Ty. Look, I'm not expecting you to take off and hit 100 yards rushing a game, but you're going to rush enough to where if they back off and keep everybody covered, yeah, Ty's going to take off. He's going to get you that first down. All right. Another huge to me intangible for this, which I'm flip sides on you, we have a great defense coming back.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
What this caused on the other side of the ball is, look, Ty's never going to feel like he has to press. He's never going to feel like he has to do too much. The decision making, we've already seen his decision making. Like, even those of us that have seen small glimpses of him have seen his decision making is great. Okay. He's never going to feel like he has to force anything. If we got to punt it and put our defense on the field, you're going to feel comfortable. There's never going to be any press. So I like that. And then the last thing with that 2020 offense, and we kind of get the comparisons to now, like, look, that was a great offense. Great play caller, great everything, right? And I would argue you had Waddle and Smith. I know Waddle was hurt, but let's say Waddle and Smith at the top. That's going to cancel out your Bernard and your Hollywood. I get that. But once you start going into Mechie and then whoever our fourth wide receiver was at that point and going down, I would say this group this year is just killing that. And I feel like the depth, like you already mentioned, Brooks and Horton, that might be your third and fourth. That's a great third and fourth already. And you're not even getting down the list yet. Love that group, right? Running back, I think Najee Harris and Jason McClellan was like our leaders in every game. Do we have as good as that in what's coming in? No. But you've got at least 5 backs that you're thinking are going to get some PT and have very specialized stuff. And with a greater play caller, yeah. Everything is there for Ty to have a great year without having to be like a superior year. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to do anything too great to lead you to the title. All you got to do, and we say game manager. Look, I'm not meaning as an insult. What I'm saying is, I don't need you to thread the needle through 3 people to get somebody. I don't need you to try to win the Heisman this year. I just need you to manage what you have out there. All the tools are there, and I think he's going to be fine.
I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand about last year with Jalen Milroe too is that Jalen Milroe was so athletic. He put our offensive line in a bind, right? The reason why I'm saying this is because when you roll out, the offensive lineman can't go but so far past the line of scrimmage before they're ineligible, you know what I mean? And then the flag's thrown right away. I think with Ty Simpson, you don't really have to worry about that so much because of, just like Herb said, just like JT said here, like, we don't need you to be Superman. We just need you to do your job. Very efficient.
You're going to be looking at 15 to 20 touches like every game that is going somewhere else.
Yep.
Ty's going to get him probably 2 to 5. Some of those are scrambles where the pocket collapsed and he took off for whatever he got. He might design run 1 or 2. I can see a 1 or 2. If we get him carrying the ball double-digit carries, something crazy has happened that we don't need to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're losing
because we have a we have a stable of backs. Okay. Jam Miller, Richard Young is plenty enough, not counting that they're talking about Daniel Hill seeing PT too. Yeah. And that's like a Trent Richardson right there, 2.0. That man is like a brick. We talk about all these names too. Washington transferred in. He didn't transfer in to sit down. And then we're talking about the best running back coming in this recruiting class, AK Deer. So we haven't even talked about him a lot. It is loaded back there.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be another thing this year that'll help Ty. And all that running back talk is to talk about it benefiting Ty. So when he does do a play action and pull it back, and you got Hollywood on a double move, Horton on a double move, somebody on something or across the middle, somebody's going to be open. That's all I'm going to say, because you're going to pull guys down the better that running back room is.
Real quick on that one, real quick, too. You can tell the running backs are hungry because they saw last year and they want the carries this year. And I think they see an opportunity. So I'll keep that one short, but that you can tell that those guys are like, hey, this is our year. We're going to get plenty.
Anything you guys want to add on with this right here with the Ty Simpson that may linger in? Like Herb talked about the defense being really great this year. Is there another key component that may help Ty out right here?
Absolutely. I'll start off with this. I think one of the most overlooked things during this spring that is not getting a lot of attention is Isaiah Horton coming out of that tight end spot. And when you think about Hollywood on one side, when you talk about Jeremy Bernard on the other side, and then you have a 6'4.5" guy that runs a 4.5 screaming down the seams open, you're going to have real problems in the red zone with Isaiah Horton. I think not so much 180-yard games from him. I think it's more along the lines of 5 catches, 2 touchdowns in that red zone area.
I'm kind of a little bit opposite there. I think he may be the Jameson Williams type, stretch the field for us. I think he could. I'm not saying he's going to have the 1,500-yard season because of Williams and Bernard are probably going to be. I just think he's going to have some plays where it's like, whoa, 65-yarder. Like, I think it's going to be one of those type seasons.
Horton's my favorite, Jonathan, so I'm already on that train.
Excited about the Ty coming up in 2025, guys. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe right here at the Bama Standard so you can get all your favorite Bama content from the best Bama creators there is on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, wherever you get your daily Alabama football news at, baby. We here. And if you don't like our face, guess what? We got a bunch of other faces on this channel. Go watch them, baby. Either way, baby. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, everybody.